How crazy is that I spent the past 20 minutes build this whiteboard here with everything my customer need to scale. And I recorded this with the phone and I have the mic. Look, can you hear me well? We cannot hear you well because then it cuts. And I spoke for like 15 minutes without recording. Okay guys, so you saw the intro. I spent 20 minutes drafting something from scratch on the whiteboard that is just there. You cannot see it. And it didn't work. So I'm starting all over again on the Lucid chart here. I will share everything. And this video will be super useful for you, especially if you're an agency owner. Why is that? Because I'm showing in this video, so this is a video that I'm creating for a client of mine. I'm showing him how to go from agency, so only with done for you services, to adding a done with you offer that will allow him to make more profit basically without having to spend more time and growing the team necessarily to actually deliver to these people. And this is amazing here because the guy is basically an expert in content creation. He delivered for tons of amazing clients that got amazing results thanks to him. And so we are going to leverage his IG account to not only generate leads for the done for you offer, but also for the done with you offer. And this is super interesting because if you have an agency right now and you don't have a consulting offer, most of you guys, what you're doing is that you start from scratch creating a new consulting offer or info, and you start marketing to beginners and you start teaching them how to scale and how to build and scale an agency to 20, 30K per month, whatever it is. But this is a big mistake because you could be making way more money by having a main funnel with a main message, targeting more or less the same people, and then down the funnel, direct them either to do done for you or to do done with you. And this is exactly what I'm showing here, as well as the strategy with the Instagram. So watch this, it will be super interesting for you. So brother, let's get started. IG, and by the way, I don't know if I'm speaking well because I just ate dark chocolate. I'm still drinking the coffee here. So let's get into it. Let's start with the Instagram that you already have right now. And this is the base for everything because I checked it again this morning and the videos that you are posting they're so amazing, to be honest, because they are so authentic. They increase your authority as well because this is perfectly aligned with what you're selling, the YAP principle, and sharing your life and sharing the process. So this is truly amazing. I couldn't wish you to have a better content concept. So this is very good. The profile is also quite optimized. There are just a few things I want to share with you, especially when it comes to getting more out of it in terms of revenue. So the goal of the video here is to share with you how by implementing the consulting offer, this will actually take you from the CEO of the business, but you're not really acting as a CEO right now. The top employee of the business, let's say, that does everything, has to manage the team, has to create the content, has to deliver for the customers, has to do all the back-end admin, all of these things, taking you from there to being the guy that creates the content and is the true CEO of the business, because you will have the time and the energy to think high level and focus on two things or three things: the vision, the content, and managing the team, basically. Okay, so how are we going to do this? And you already have the main asset here, which is the IG. So the IG is great because you have 10K followers. I highly suspect that they are qualified ones because your content, again, is so aligned with your offer. So this is amazing. You're making a few thousand views per videos and the engagement is good. Okay, so this is perfect. What you have to do right now is, simply to create more videos. Keep the concept, create videos, create stories daily, share your day-to-day, share what you're doing, share your expertise. And if you keep doing this, this will be perfect. So this is what you have to do. This is the top of the funnel that we have right here and that you nailed quite well. Then once we get these people on the IG, they get to watch you post, they get to watch your stories, they get to watch, we can add as well, the highlights, okay? And this is where I will give you an actionable advice right now, where the how to YAP highlight is amazing. The side quest as well, this is your life, so this is good. The services highlight is quite outdated. I will change this. and then the rest is great. The pin posts are great as well because you show yourself this is 100% aligned. And yeah, day 0 of becoming a favorite app director and reach 100k people. This is amazing. This is amazing. So keep focusing on that. And then what we are going to add, and this is where I'm coming in the picture here, is we are going to add the sales element to it. I don't want you to get scared because it's not about having hard CTAs in every single video, having to call people out every single day to bring them in the DMs and sell them something. No. It's not about it. It's about creating the system that will give us leads. How do we do so? You already have leads on your IG, but right now, I guess that you are bringing people in. Some of them are interested. A very tiny part of them is actually DMing you proactively. They are coming to you, inbound DMs. But there are other people that you don't see that may be interested. You could sell to them, but you are not doing anything because you don't have the right processes in place and you have to do it yourself as of right now. So this is what we want to solve. A very simple example is that when someone is going to follow you, interact, for example, comment, comment a specific word if you have value post as well, answer a story or anything. We are going to have someone that is a setter to actually, let me do this, that will actually DM these people. And it doesn't have to be pushy, it doesn't have to be salesy necessarily. What you want to have is just a first contact. I want to give you an example because yesterday, so on my IG account, this is like everything is in English and I followed a French guy, but he doesn't know I'm French as well. What he DM'd me, or what his setter actually DM'd me is, nice start bro, by the way, thanks for following me. That's about it. Within 5 minutes when I followed. It's not salesy. I feel even though I'm in the game, I know it's a setter. There is a tiny part of my mind thinking like, maybe it's him, like he's a cool guy. Maybe he's a cool guy. So you want to have someone that is DMing these people and will qualify these people by having a conversation with them and actively contacting people that are showing the characteristics of UICP. For example, if you get followers that are actively showing that they are the founder or the CEO of a specific company, then the setter DMs them in a very conversational approach. But DMs them, and then the goal is to keep the conversation going, to see if there is a need here, if there is a pain, if there is a desire, and to qualify them. And to qualify them, this happens in the DMs. We ask them a set of 3 to 5 qualifying questions. We don't send a list of 5 questions. Hey, by the way, can you answer these 5 questions? No. We have a normal conversation, but we just want to check a few points. And this is where it gets interesting, and you will see how we bring the consulting offer to this funnel here, because we are going to be able to see first if the person is qualified and fits the broader ICP, and then within this broader ICP, if this person is more qualified for the done for you services or for the done with you, for the consulting offer. Because then what we do is that we bring this person, let me do this here, to a sales call, okay, to a sales call. And it's not you taking the calls, quite as before when we build the team. You have the closer that is taking the call, closing the deals. Should be one call close here. This will be the main difference with the operation that we had focusing on like corporate and B2B, because here the sales cycles should be faster because again, they know you here. They will spend a few days, a few weeks maybe on your IG consuming your content, so they know you. And this is why the closer now is only 10%, not 20% as it was before. With the B2B thing, 10% here. And by the way, the setter is 5% of the commission. So it's not an in-house team. This is what I handle on my side. And this gives you your time back. So this is how the funnel looks like. Now, what happens is that, and this is where I want to talk about the offers. We have 2 outcomes here. We have the done for you services with the agency, and we have the done with you with the consulting. So they either get closed on one or the other. Sometimes we'll have people from here that we know right away that, okay, we are going to put them onto this or we are going to put them onto that. But other times, and it's fine because this is how we leverage the funnel as much as possible, we are going to define that during the call. I mean, with the qualifying questions and during the call as well, qualifying even further. And what is amazing with that is that the same person that is receptive to the message you have out there here can either become a done for you client or a done with you customer. And this is amazing because we don't have to split the client acquisition. All of our focus is concentrated at the same place, which is growing the Instagram. On your side is growing the content. And then later on, as we scale, we'll be able to add advertising, to add webinars, for example, all these kind of things to scale even further. But everything will gravitate around the IG account. So this is how the funnel looks like. Now, where it gets actually interesting is how we leverage the done with you offer to charge even more with the done for you offer, with the agency. Okay, this is the agency and this is the consulting. How do we do this? Well, right now, as I remember, you have customers paying you anywhere in between 2.5, all the way up to 6, 7, even 10K per month, I believe. So this is great, but we want to remove everyone that is paying you less than 4K per month to make sure that your time and resources for yourself and your team has leveraged the best way possible. So here, the new thing is that it's a minimum of 4K per month. And the only way to start is to sign a contract that is at least 3 months long. So you don't get tourists, you get at least 12K from these people and you actually have the time you need to start getting them actual results. And here, how is that possible? Because here, so this is the flow. And here we are able to charge at the beginning 5K upfront for something that will be either 3 to 5 months long. But we are going to define that exactly with the first cohort that we are going to build together. And the delivery is way easier. So let me start with the delivery. Now, regarding the delivery, it's actually pretty easy, way easier than you most likely envision it as of right now. Because what happens is, and I'm speaking for the done with you here, you will go through the same onboarding process as you'd go with the done for you. Because you still have the one-on-one onboarding, you define the KPIs, you define the goals, you define everything related to their content positioning. You do the strategy and the brand strategy, and you do the first YAP session with them. And that's about it. Pretty much as you do with this here. So the processes are the same. This is why it's so amazing, because you don't have to create a new bunch of SOPs or anything as such. The processes are the same. Then what happens is that you have this ongoing process where you don't do one-on-one with them. What you have is a bunch of weekly calls. You can have this structure, for example, 3 per week. And on Monday, for example, you talk about content ideation. I'm just throwing an example here. On Wednesday, you review the content of the people in. And on Friday, it can be higher level. Talk about business, talk about the vision, talk about something related to content, but it can be higher level. And the best part here is that your team members can actually handle these calls here. And you just have to do 1 call per week. How is that possible? Well, for example, your script writer, she can go here and actually deliver value to them. Your content editor, for example, can actually as well go here and deliver the value to them. So you don't have to do everything yourself. And here it's always great to have you in touch with them, to deliver value, to create this connection. And tools are 1 to 2 hour calls maximum. So you can see that it's pretty light. Of course, then you have to add the YAP sessions, but the YAP sessions are not yours to do. You can focus on YAP sessions of the highest paying customers here only, and then have your team that is trained to deliver the YAP sessions to the consulting customers. Okay, so this is how it works. Now the best part is that you have the ongoing process with the CSM checking in, and at the end of it, when they get results, you collect case studies. But the best part is that the case studies are both feeding the proof for the done for you and the done with you. Okay, and they go back here to feed the IG. So you can see that this is a closed system. This is why it's so powerful. And the last thing here is that, so you deliver, okay, you can pause and wait if you want. But then at the end of the 3 to 5 months for the consulting offer, they either renew for a monthly recurring revenue that is quite low, just to get access to the weekly calls and the resources. But they can also ascend to the upsell. They can buy and get upsell and on the done for you services. They can, you can basically come up with a bunch of offers to actually get them to upsell on this. And multiple people will be able to go from here, getting the proof that it is working, getting the value from you and the team, then upsell on this as they grow, because, well, editing takes too long. Ideation takes too long as well. Basically, the whole process takes too long. So they want you and your team to do it for them. And this is how you transform someone that is worth, I've added 5K here, but long term, it will be more around 10 to 12K. Okay, this is based on market, other offers on the market right now. 12K plus at least 12K for 3 months, so 24K. And this goes even further. So you can see that the system is closed. This is why it's such a powerful one, and why you should absolutely leverage that to have this positive flywheel that is working for you. This is how we build the business behind the current idea that you have and the current skills and knowledge that you have. And the best part is that this year will take even less time, even though you will have more customers, than this thing here. And then, so this is pretty much about it. What I will take out of your plate and help you capitalize on is actually handle this part here. Okay, everything that is sales related, I will add this in purple like this. Okay, this as well. With that, help you leverage the insights that we get both from sales and the backend here to implement them back in the marketing here to attract better and better people without keeping your authenticity out of the equation. We keep your content, we keep the way you're doing things. We just add, if needed, a bit of insights to attract better people. And you, on your side, you keep doing this because this is what you do best. You keep delivering for the best customers here by making them yap. And here you show up to both the onboarding call and to 1 call per week, which is basically like 2 hours per week. And then the team is doing the rest. So this is a system where you don't have to hire anyone else. Of course, as we grow, if we see like that we are getting dozens of customers every single month, we are already at making more than 100K per month with this offer only at this point, right? You can reinvest in having people, CSMs, that will take care of the relationship here. But in comparison with the agency, the workload and the team that you have to manage, build, sustain is way smaller. So this is something that will be way more profitable, both in terms of, well, profits and in terms of time on your side as well. So bro, I hope this is clear, and speak to you soon. Right guys, so as you can see, this is the video I just recorded for my client. I will send it to him right after. The reason I wanted to share that with you is because what I'm seeing in the space right now is that we have people that have an agency and we have people that have an info or consulting offer. But when someone has an agency and an info offer, it's often how to build the same agency as I'm building right now. This doesn't work. As you can see here, this is a system that is closed. This is a system where every single thing that you do is actually leveraged for another part of the system. So you're creating content. This is leveraged both to get leads for both the done for you and the done with you. You get client results from either the done for you, the done with you. This goes back to the content to attract more leads for both the offers. You get insights here that again goes back to our marketing. And I didn't even talk about ads here to attract more leads for both offers. You get great results here. They are making money thanks to you. Well, you upsell them on the done for you offer. So think about how you can implement that for your business. I know for a fact that when you do an action that has more leverage, this is what this system is about. Well, you go way further with way less energy. So this is why it's way more profitable for you. So please, before launching any info or consulting offer, take a look at that. And if you want me to consult you to actually do the same as I've done for my client right here, and this is just honestly not even 10% of the whole onboarding that we have, but if you want to see that for your offer, how we can build that together, book a call with me. And if you already have a done with you consulting offer that you want to scale further, if you are stuck below 30K per month, come to me as well, and we are going to implement the backends to actually scale it to 100K plus per month.